Hi guys, according to timeanddate.com, today is Tuesday, the 8th of June 2021, and it is 2:43 a.m. on the clock. 2:44 now. You're listening to Dearest Diamond, a Diamond's memoir. My name is Diamond, and you're welcome. You're welcome to episode 11. Woo! 1-on-1. I swear, it gets more exciting every time. It actually does get more exciting every time. As exciting as it is to be here, I want to touch on a topic today that's not so exciting. It's not something to laugh about or joke about. I don't know. I don't feel some sort of excitement talking about it anyway. The thing is, I've always known that I was going to use this platform I've always known I was going to use it to talk about Nigeria because I'm partial towards Nigeria. I like this country a lot. I even in recent times, I don't know if I've mentioned it on the pod, but I've said that I would like to do politics. Yes. But yeah, there's Diamond, being Nigerian in these times. That's the title of episode 11. For some time now, things have been getting worse. It's not like it hasn't been bad, but things have been getting worse. Where do I start from? Recently, the Nigerian government banned, what's it called? There was like a Twitter ban. Twitter is an app that the whole world uses for communication, development, growth. It helps, yeah. It's modern day technology, and the Nigerian government says, I don't know, they put a Twitter ban for whatever reason. Okay, first off, growing up, I was always a very patriotic Nigerian. You know, I always felt like Nigeria, we're going forward, something better is going to come out. And at some point, I realized that I lost that zeal because of a lot of things that was happening at the time. And then, you know, growing up into this person that I am now, well, I think I started to find that zeal again, you know. But today you wake up and Nigeria is something, and the next day you wake up, it's not. Every day we're talking inflation. Every day we're talking increase in one thing or the other. Every day we're talking one bad news. One thing, killings are happening in the north, in the east. Different things are just going wrong. And the present-day Nigerian government feels like Twitter is its problem. Cryptocurrency is its problem. I know that there are government policies or whatever that make certain decisions seem like it makes sense, but it really, how can you ban something that puts your country in the limelight of, should I say, economic happenings? Like, for example, say I trade crypto or I'm in the forex market or something, and I deal with fundamentals. Sometimes this fundamental comes as tweets from one CEO or one company or something. Yes, aside the official publishing or whatever or news that they actually put out there. But am I supposed to be behind because my president is offended that he violated the principles of a certain application and they deleted his tweets, and so he's throwing tantrums and it should somehow affect my life? I feel bullied. I feel cheated. Recently, I told you I was reading 3 books, right? One of them is titled The Prince. It's written by Niccolo Machiavelli. Now, I didn't, when I found the book, I think it was Theo Godson that gave it to me. The bells. Yeah, shout out. I saw the book in his office one time when I visited, and it seemed interesting when I read the prologue and all that, and I asked him to give it to me. So I began to read it. And it was later on that my sister, who's in school studying international relations, says there's this her lecturer who is always referring to Niccolo Machiavelli as, and he's apparently one of the founding fathers of international relations, diplomacy, and all that. And in this book that I'm reading, The Prince, there's something he said that stands out to me very much. He says, one should never permit a disorder to persist in order to avoid a war. For war is not avoided thereby, but merely deferred to one's own disadvantage. What I take from there is this. Somehow in Nigeria, we have in order to avoid, let's not stress, starting from our parents, because I don't think the rot that is become Nigeria today started now. It started since the 60s, since forever. And we're just like, we don't want problems, we don't want people to die, nobody wants to do anything, everybody has somehow been cowered into fear, and it's more like let's avoid war. But really, I don't think that's how it works. I really do not think that's how it works. Fuel price is high. Food is increasing. Our lawmakers are lying. The other day I watched on the news, Abia State Governor, they asked him what he was doing or how he was developing Aba, and he was mentioning Chicken Republic and Domino's. Today somebody comes and says snake swallowed money. Tomorrow somebody comes and says one stupid thing or the other, and we just keep laughing about it and letting it go and laughing about it. Somehow we keep adjusting. The government banned Twitter and we all downloaded VPNs, but for data's sake in the future, they have shut our voice down, because as Nigerians, we don't seem to be saying anything. We're saying stuff, but from different parts of the world. So it's just messed up. Like, I am upset. I don't know. Growing up, I've never known how to take bullying. So I used to be the person who would stand up for my mates. I remember when I was in just one, when some just 3 girls were trying to bully a classmate of mine. I don't know how to stand for all those kind of things. And recently, someone even reached out to me on Instagram. I posted something about what's the thing you remember me by, and someone reached out to me and was like, when I was in SS3, she was in SS2 or so. My mates were trying to pin something on her that she didn't do, and she was like that I was the only person who stood up for her and still even followed up and made sure she was okay. I don't know how to take my rights being taken away from me over and over and over again. We have to start having these discussions. I know that people are saying things. People are beginning to speak out. I watched a video of Rugged Man talking to, kind of on a conference call with Adamu Garba. Sorry to say, but that name pisses me off. Like, anyway, he was on a call with Adamu Garba, and they were having discussions. And I watched this other young girl, I've forgotten her name, this young woman on TVC, where she was telling that honorable who was defending that the president is different from the presidency. How? Anyway, I loved how she said that's utter rubbish. Oh, that gave me so much joy. So yes, what am I saying? We need to start having these discussions. Nigerians, we are amazing people, guy. We go outside of the country and we excel so much. We do well. We're smart. We're smart in the good things, in the bad things. We're good. We can't let some uneducated men sit somewhere in the name of government and dictate how well or how far I'm going to go in life. Do you understand? It's pissing me off that some people have put themselves as God in my life and they're trying to dictate how much or how well I'm going to excel or how far I'm going to go. No, I don't think. That pisses me off so much thinking about it. The media is corrupt, the health sector is not working, the education system is not working, we do not have constant power in 2021. We are our own government. They take light now, generator, left, right, and center. Everything seems to be in shambles, but we just keep adjusting, we just keep taking it. No, I don't know. In speaking right now, I feel like this is what I can do at this time. Let's start having these conversations. Nigeria cannot, we cannot just take it sitting down that some people want to rule over our lives and we're not going to say anything about it. Personally, I can't seem to accept that. I have to say something about it. Sometimes I wonder how people who don't have it, in quotes, as good as I do, are surviving. Because today you have 50,000 naira, you cannot do a couple of things comfortably. What about people who don't have that money? How are they surviving? My government is so worried about Twitter that they can't even seem to think past their nose. People are dying. In Borno, people have been dying for years. In Kaduna, in Benue State, people are dying. And it's moved to the east. And somehow, the eastern and southern governors can't seem to get past their greed. They can't seem to think. If you people spoil the country to that extent, it rottens beyond repair. What happens to your children? This is our home. I don't know how you guys don't see that. This is our home. If somehow Nigeria goes to shit, no matter where we are, even if you're a US citizen, you are first and foremost a Nigerian. Everybody is going to treat you as such. If shit is not working back here, it's going to affect you. It's just not going to work out. So, I don't know, this is really not working out for me. And for me, I believe it starts from here. It starts with having this conversation. It starts with you go out there, speak to that. Look, because I know my voice is first going to get to you who's educated, you who's, yes, let me use the word educated, you that is more in touch with technology, right? So my words right now might not get to the old woman in the village or that young boy who's without access to these things. But it behoves us that when you go out there and you deal with the Okada man and you deal with the mechanic, those who are not so educated, let them know that they deserve better. So that when time because the way we're going, I don't know if we're going to have an election in 2023. If our government can just wake up, the lawmakers, what is happening? Why is nobody talking? The other day I saw a tweet from Akin Alabi, and he's saying this is his stand on Twitter. What are you people physically doing to take that stand against a tyrant government? Because we are in a dictatorship as it is. There is no law. Nobody seems to be able to say, why are we not following due process? Why are things not happening? You have sidelined one. Everybody's, if it's not religion, is ethnicity, is everybody feels like, it's not my business. When Boko Haram was predominant and this Fulani herdsmen thing was in Borno State and all, the southern and eastern governors folded their hands. It's not their business. The northern governors, after all, were not even helping. But now it's in the east. Can you now still say it's not your business? We are all in this shit together. I feel like at this point we should get our head out of the gutters and actually face what is important. Nigeria is what is important. It will be terrible if in 10 years, if they ask you, who's your president today, you'll be mentioning one old man's name that we've been mentioning for years and years and years. Please, let's start having this conversation. To Nigerians in the diaspora, please join your voice. We need to start speaking. We need to start doing things. The UN and all these people, I've never felt like they're going to help us. They are the cause of our problem. These people who supposedly colonized us are the cause of all these issues. They are not going to help us. We need to help ourselves. When things happen, like during the EndSARS time, and we're all calling on, the United Nations to involve them, they are all the same shitty people. They are not going to help us. We need to help ourselves. We're trying to avoid the chaos, but I don't know. We actually have to have that. I'm happy that there's mentions of protests that's going to happen on June 12th. I really intend to put my voice out there with you, who is going to be a part of it, if it's actually going to happen, if the government doesn't come up and say one lockdown or the other. But whatever it is that they're doing, we're educated. Guy, we're millennials. These men are old. People always say that the white man conquered Africa because he was more educated. Educated in the sense that he had more knowledge, right? We are not dumb. Yes, our education system is bullshit, and a lot of us who attended school here in Nigeria might not have access to the kind of education that people out there have, and the kind of information that they have access to. But we're also not dumb. The internet has helped us. We've grown somehow. Please, let's come together now. Put our voices together. Nigeria must work. See, I'm not coming from a place of whether we as Nigerians have a problem, whether we're good people or we're bad people. That's insignificant. I'm not coming from whether the Northerners are the problem or whatever. For me right now, that's insignificant. But I have Muslim friends. I have friends from the North who are right-thinking people. We've had conversations, and they're right people. Even in my office, the Igbo and the Hausa man, they are friends. When I was in secondary school, when I was in primary school, we all were able to go to school together without that bias of where you're from, what you believe in. I feel like we should come from that angle and deal with this Nigerian problem. We have a problem right now at hand. The church is not our problem. The mosque, yes, I know that they have contributed. Religion has contributed a lot to the issues that we have because a lot of lies have been told. But let's change these things. We know better now. You, the Christian who goes to church, you know better now. You, the Muslim who is educated and going to the mosque, you know better now. Tell that other man that lives on your street that doesn't know these things, start the conversation. Let everybody begin to know there is a problem. If China likes, they should keep borrowing us money and thinking that maybe that way they're going to take over this country. I'm sorry for them, because it's not going to happen. That mindset shift needs to happen now. We need to have that mindset shift. If Nigeria is going to break, a lot of things are going to have to go wrong for that to happen. I'm not about to go through that stress. Even if I leave, my parents, I don't want them to go through that stress. So the truth is, in my opinion, Nigeria doesn't have to break. Do you know what we have? If Nigeria is working half as it should be, we are like a fucking world force, guys. Please, we're too smart, we're too intelligent, we're too vast to let some old men that are not thinking be stressing us out like this, because they are really stressing us out. We're trying to make money via one thing. We're trying to do things that they haven't provided for us. We're trying to find a way. We're trying to move. And some old men just think that they can sit in some position and give themselves, quote and unquote, government of Nigeria and frustrate us. No, please. I don't know, but I'm very passionate about Nigeria. I don't know, you must have heard that in how I've delivered. I hope I've been able to deliver the message the way I really want to. But I just want us to start having that these conversations. They're necessary. Things are not right. We need to stop laughing. VPN is not the solution. These people can't keep throwing shit at us and then we just keep taking it and keep taking it and keep hoping and keep praying that something is going to happen. When the children of Israel were going to leave Egypt, yes, they prayed. Yes, Moses was the deliverer sent from God, but they also had to take action. I am a firm believer in God. I'm a Christian. I know what God has done for me, right? And I intend to use it to fight this fight, because we're not going to pray ourselves out of this situation. Please, I implore you who is a pastor, you who is an imam, speak to your members. We are not going to pray ourselves out of this situation. Get me for what I mean. Yes, we are going to pray, but are we going to take actions? Yes, we are also going to have to take actions. If some people have to die, they will have to die. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I'm stressed. I don't know. Nigeria is doing too much to people. I'm seeing my friends and I'm seeing people around, and it's almost like we're losing hope. And from your mind, the moment you begin to feel like it's hopeless, the moment you begin to feel like, oh, nothing can be done about this situation, that's how it's going to be. So this talk today, this episode today, is kind of just to attack your mind. You who must do well, you who can hear me, Dearest Diamond, spread the word. Tell the educated, the uneducated, those who want to listen and those who don't want to listen. Tell those who can, as long as they can hear you, keep having the conversation. The Igbo man is not your problem. The Hausa man is not your problem. Christianity, Islam is not your problem. We, as a nation, have something to fight for. Even if you're traveling, whatever you want to do, if you want to leave, if you want to stay, whatever it is you want to do, please let Nigeria be on our minds. Nigeria has got to work in our lifetime. See, let's start the conversation, even if it's not going to work in 5 years, 10 years, but let's start having the conversation. Things have to change. I'm sorry if I came on too strong and if I said certain things I wasn't supposed to say, but please, we need to start having this conversation. Thank you for listening. If you want to, if you want to kickstart something, I didn't read international relations and I really do not know how these things work, but I am very much interested in politics in Nigeria. We need to invade these places. We need to know what's happening. People need to be held accountable. A man cannot just take billions of naira away for projects and we don't see the projects and nobody is saying anything. So please, let's start asking these people questions. Let's start holding them accountable. You who is privileged, whose father is a politician or whose mother is out there, what are you doing? Can't you speak to your parents? Can't you let them know that they are doing things wrongly? You who is Adamu Garba's friend, tell him that what he's saying does not make sense. Because, come on, we're not dumb now. We're not dumb. So please, if you have to, like I said, I've always said I'm on Instagram, Dearest.Diamond. Follow me. Let's have these conversations. Send me an email, whatever it is. Let's start having these conversations. Let's start fighting this fight. It's our fight. Nobody's going to help us fight it. We have to fight it for ourselves, for our children, for our parents. Right? Let's start changing the mindsets. Thank you very much for listening. See you guys next week. All right. Bye.